is purchase request creations. So what is purchase requests and when do you actually need to use them? So purchase request is created when you actually needed a pricing or something or service to be ordered. So first thing first, you go to Connect under procurement, purchase request, it come up with this tab. You need to create new. So the first columns that you see is supplier name. It would be beneficial if you could put in as much details as you can. So if you do know the suppliers' names and details, please put it in by looking up the suppliers. Just double click, choose it and double click on it, and we'll just auto populate it to this column here. In any case that we haven't actually bought from that suppliers before, or you're not sure which suppliers, you can actually leave it blank. The next column is GL code. GL code is normally automatically populated when you actually search out the suppliers or selected the suppliers in Connect. But when in a special case that it is not for that particular project that you need it, you can just click on that dotted box and you can choose which GL code that is more applicable. So the thumb rule is any GL code starting with 1 is for capital expenses or capital equipment. Anything start with 5 is normally cost of goods sold, means that it's related to any projects that we actually sell. And again, 6 is normally an expenses like gardening, mowing, any services to fix some facilities will be under 6. If you're not sure, please check out with accounts teams or else the purchasing teams. The next one is notes. You could put it there, you could leave it blank. Now on these 4 columns, the first 3 is gonna go to the purchase order. So the first one, external order notes, it's actually gonna be showing in the POs that we actually send to suppliers. So if you want, we generally put in like quote number, any specific details on the products in case, or if you needed some special instruction, then you put it in here for suppliers. The internal order notes is an internal notes only, so it will put in under the purchase order internal note, but it's only for internal Allied Pump staff to actually look at. Now, the next one is internal note to receivable. This one is very important. If you click on that plus, it will have like a generate message there that you can actually just type in to deliver where. If in case that you didn't put anything over there, anything that you ordered for rack will go to rack racking. Anything that is ordered under stock will go to stock. But if you have a specific area where they need to go to, like for example, welding bay, then you put it in here. The next one is instruction to purchasing officer. So if you click the plus again, it will say production in progress. This is just an automatically generated. You could just put in any words. This will give another reminder or another big pop-ups to purchasing officer before we actually place the order. But any notes that you need to give to purchasing officer, this is the area. So next one is allocated to. If you actually choose supplier in Connect, this will automatically populate it with the name. Every supplier in Connect would have a purchasing officer attached to it. So in any case that you didn't know what is the suppliers, or you don't think that it's available in Connect yet, just allocate it to me or to any purchasing officer under mining and industries for this instance. And we can relook at it and reassign it when needed. So the next one is required date. This is a required date where they need to arrive in Allied Pump's warehouse. So if, let's say, you're buying something from XE, please do be aware, airbag takes about 2 days and road freight takes about a week. If you do have a very straight action date that you need those orders to be placed by X amount of days, then you can put in the action by dates as well. Otherwise, we'll work as priority list based on how urgent the PR request is. So next is all these columns and boxes. So let alert is normally used when it is a stock products, but currently not enough in stock. So it becomes very urgent. So you take them as a let alert. High priority is urgent, but it's not for stock. It's a project, urgent projects, purchase request. So take that. Once you take let alert, it comes out as red in the first area here. So mark it as urgent. And when you actually take it as high priority, it comes out as pink, which is second urgent. Price only requests will come up with these pop-ups where it means that we will not buy it unless you untick it and let us know. So when you take a price only request, once we gotten a quote and send it to you, we'll mark it as complete. And if you actually needed to turn this price only PR to POs, you need to go back to that PR request and then mark it as unprocessed again and untick this. And just maybe let the purchasing officer know I've done these changes, please order them. R&D is very similar to price only. We don't order it, but R&D generally a bit longer process where we probably find another suppliers, we find another alternatives and stuff. So yes, this is where R&D is for. Material and test cert is very critical if you actually needed a cert, any type of cert, material cert, test cert, NDT certs, that you actually requested them during this purchase request process. But when you tick it, it will come out as a line over here. We have put in all the generate one under the description, so you could just delete the one that is not applicable. Let's say that you need the NDT reports this time. Just put it this way, and then this will then goes to the orders as well, where suppliers actually see it. And if there's any charges for that particular report, we'll let you know. Okay, moving on. You can insert. So when you press insert, if you know the SKU or the part number in Connect, it will be very, very useful if you choose it. Let's say this is the one, then you double click on it, it will just automatically populate it, all the details, the costings, everything. You can just put in the quantity, where the project is, project numbers, just simple. But in any case that you don't actually know the SKU or the part number, you could just type in details like cup 700 ml glass. The more details that you're given to us, the more easier for us to process it. So if, let's say, you need a pump, put in the details, what kind of pump, what kind of kilowatt, what kind of amp, all the details here. And the same, you just put in the order, quantity, red number, and so on. When it's not a project order, let's say you're buying for CapEx or an expenses or stock, then you can click on stock or others, so you don't actually have to put in the red number. So the next important one, there's a lot of columns here, but you can actually just play around with it. They're not that critical. Paste from clipboard is very useful when you have an Excel that you wanted to populate to PR request. Just make sure that you follow all those columns and make sure they're in all those columns, and make sure that there's no commas or anything under the columns. And just copy from the Excel and then just press this, and I'll just paste all the line over. PR folder is very, very critical. If you have any email chain, any data set, any quotes, any drawings, or any details related to this purchase request, please put it in over here. Yeah, that's probably all. You can, if you did put in the SKU, you could actually look up the products, and you can actually have a look at the previous purchase order as well. That's it for today. Thank you very much.